How many of you have ever thought about discovering a hidden chest full of treasure? I mean, just imagine. One day, you're playing on the beach and you spot something interesting hidden in the sand. You go over to take a look, and you see this glass bottle with something inside. So you call your family over and take a look. As you unscrew the bottle, it looks like a paper in there. Wait, could it be? Yes, it's a map that gives directions to treasure. Well, are you thinking that it's never going to happen? Well, on July the 5th, 2019, Terry Herbert, a member of Blockwich Metal Detecting Club, was searching a field that had just been plowed by its owner, Fred Johnson. His metal detector started beeping, and Fred and Terry began to dig in the ground to see what they would find. Over the next 5 days, they found over 1,500 items of gold, silver, and precious stones that belonged to soldiers from the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Mercia. The treasure was valued at over £3.2 million. Well, this year, in June 2020, someone found a treasure that had been hidden for over 10 years. Forrest Fenn had filled the treasure chest with gold nuggets, coins, emeralds, and other precious items he had collected as an art dealer. He then buried it in the Rocky Mountains of New Mexico in 2010. And instead of a map, he published a poem in his book, The Thrill of the Chase, and that contained clues where you would be able to find the treasure. So thousands of people went to go look for the treasure. There were people who gave up their jobs so that they could move to New Mexico, just so that they could spend all their time trying to find that treasure. There are still treasures out there to be found. In the Helderberg Basin in South Africa, there's currently a treasure buried worth 10,000 rand. Whoever finds it gets to keep it. But the truth is, sometimes just spending time outside in God's nature is reward enough. So what would you do if you found a map to a treasure? Would you take time to study it carefully? Would you check and make sure that you know every detail? Would you check to make sure that you understand it correctly? Would you follow it wherever it leads you, even if it means wading through cold water or having to run across vast valleys and fields? Would you get tired of following the map? Or would you have energy and search relentlessly for every clue? You know, finding a treasure means that you have to keep your eyes open. You have to be aware of where the clues could be. Finding the clues is exciting, but sometimes it gets really hard, and you can't even go very quickly, and it becomes difficult to find where the map is leading you. Even during those times, if you're searching for treasure, you can't give up. You have to keep looking, keep trying, even when there's lots of things that stand in your way. And so, if you keep going, you'll eventually find that there are more clues to be found. What do you do when the clues just don't make sense? What happens when one clue sends you one way and another clue sends you another way? Well, if they are real clues, they actually make sense. They're not contradicting each other, but they help one another for you to get the best picture of what to find. And when you make sense of that, it'll help you to get closer to finding the treasure. If you don't give up and you keep going, you'll see that the treasure map gets you closer and closer to that final destination where you find that X. That place where you finally earned your reward. Then you get to uncover and see what is hidden in that treasure box. That's something special that you've worked so hard to achieve. What is the treasure that you can think of that is the most precious thing that you could ever find? In Matthew 13, verse 44, Jesus says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and covered up. Then in his joy he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Your Bible is your treasure map, and the treasure that awaits you is God's kingdom in heaven.